switch on, fuel pump on, beacon light, throw on, mixture's cut off, toe brakes hold, prop area is clear. Clear! Full tanks, 24 and 24 on each side. One of the nice things about this panel, if I connect my Bluetooth to my Garmin Pilot, I can send this flight plan. I can just send that to the panel. We'll hit that to preview. Looks exactly like what we put in. We'll activate it there. Don't have to sit there and type everything on the touch screen. Transponder set to 1200. AHRS is check aligned. There's no red X's over any of the instruments here. Got our airport diagram up here.
Whiskey's right base 16 creep point.
Start that right turn. Turn in indicators with the turn. Our HSI is turning away from the turn on the correct heading, and our attitude is straight level. I'm going to do our mag check. I'm going to flip over to the left. But for no more than 175 drop, looks like we got about 70 there. I'll go back to both. Make sure she recovers up real nice. Alright. To the right. Same drop, max difference of 50, max drop 175, perfect. Back to both. Alright, prop control, we're going to cycle this 3 times, and what we're looking at here, we're looking at these 3 instruments. We cycle the prop the first time, look for that little bit of rise in manifold pressure. Next time we bring it back, we're going to look for a drop in RPMs. Alright, that's verified, and then we're also going to look for a drop in oil pressure the 3rd time we cycle the prop. We got that drop, everything covers back nicely, back up towards 2,000 RPMs. Alright, emergency takeoff brief. In the event of an engine failure, prior to rotation, we're just going to go throttle closed, we're going to brake as required, and we're going to stop straight ahead, turn off at our soonest convenience. Engine failure with sufficient runway, or without sufficient runway for a complete stop, we're going to try to avoid obstacles. I'm going to pull the mixture, turn the master off. We're going to try to secure the engine of fuel. Engine failure after rotation with runway remaining for a complete stop. I'm just going to pull the throttle idle. We're going to make a safe landing here on the runway. And then we're going to turn off at the end of the runway, if we can, if the engine's still able to get us off. Engine failure after rotation with no runway remaining. We're going to pitch for 91 knots, flaps as required. We're going to cut off the mixture if we can't get it restarted, and if we're too low to attempt to restart, we'll go mixture cut off, fuel selector off, magnetos off, fuel pump off. And we'll try to avoid, land at the lowest possible airspeed, straight ahead and avoid obstacles. Anything at pattern altitude or above, we're going to make a circle back, try to land on 3-4.
Good.
All right, you ready to go?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do it. Creve Coeur traffic, Aero 41450, taking runway 16 will be a right downwind departure to the northwest, Creve Coeur traffic. Center line here. All right, center line, 16 verified, we'll go max power. A little bit of right rudder, airspeed's live, engine gauges are green, look for a 60 rotation speed. There's 60.
We'll be joining a 45 to the right downwind runway 1634.
Alright, we're at a usable runway. I'm going to go gear up. I'm going to go ahead and engage that autopilot above 1,000 AGL. It's going to join that nav path.
This is Carmelo with the Aero Experience, and today we're flying with?
I'm Jack with Piston Aviation.
Awesome. Thank you for having us up today. We are in the complex aircraft Piper Arrow today.
Yes.
How did you get into aviation, and how did that interest start?
I think the interest definitely started. I grew up in Mascoutah, Illinois, which is located right next to Scott Air Force Base. And my house was right underneath the approach pad of one of their or the approach path of one of their big runways there. So always seeing fighter jets and tankers flying over was really cool growing up, and kind of struck an interest kind of the later years of high school for me. Went to college for unmanned aircraft systems, drone technology, things like that. but just kind of caught the bug, kind of felt that I needed to be in the cockpit, so ended up going to flight school right after college in October of 2023, started flight school, got all my ratings and all the way through instrument instructor and a multi-engine instructor as well, and got a job with Piston a couple months later, and here we are. I think most instructors will tell you this, the biggest reward is getting a student through to a check ride and seeing them pass, and getting them that paper certificate and the smile on their face and getting those pictures afterwards has been my my favorite times as a CFI. So definitely seeing my students succeed is a big part of it. My biggest thing for all the private pilots out there, get your instrument rating. It opens up a whole new world of aviation. A lot of convenience factors come with the instrument rating, being able to file IFR flight plans. Those days when the cloud bases are, 35 to 4,500 feet, and you want to get up to your 6,000, 8,000 cruising altitude,
right,
and you can just go right through as long as the weather's good enough. And you have the convenience to file that flight plan, not have to stay so close to the ground all the time.
Right.
And then you get the services from air traffic control, especially in the St. Louis area. Our St. Louis approach controllers are awesome, and we'll talk to them later. They're awesome, and you get to talk to them, you get to feel cool, you get to, on the same frequencies as the airliners. Kind of makes that experience a little more fun. For instrument ratings, the glass cockpit's the way to go, because your instrument scan and your window to the outside. With Garmin here, we've got our synthetic vision, which helps us out a lot too. It really is a window to the outside. We're in the clouds, we can't see anything, and we want to be as situationally aware as we can. And this allows us to do that a little bit more conveniently. Obviously, we've got other planes in the fleet where it's got a six-pack with a GPS in it, and we're able to fly IFR just perfectly fine.
Yep.
It's really that luxury and that convenience factor that makes things a whole lot easier for us. First off, just to note, we do have our standby G5. Works really well. Also has our autopilot integration in there as well. If something were to happen to our main sources on our panel, we can fly everything based off of this, including anything on the GPS. It's great. The highlight here, definitely our G3X Touch from Garmin, synthetic vision. We've got the double display here. We can even split this display for some added, say we're flying around some weather. We've got our menu options with our ADS-BN and NextRad weather. Now today we got a clear day, nothing showing up on our radar. Maybe some stuff out here to the northwest of the United States. It allows some flexibility. We've got our maps here. We can have our full chart for flying IFR. We got our full IFR chart. On this one I had the VFR chart set in. Waypoint information about where we're headed. Flight plan information pulling from our navigator over here. Like I said, weather, terrain information. The big situational awareness thing is our traffic page here. We can click, we can kind of see what the other aircraft type is like, how fast they're moving, where they're headed. For that added safety. Got all our GPS information here, and our engine gauges. We've got the flexibility of having it on either display. Then we've got our GTN 650 NXI navigator here. Another Garmin. It's kind of all Garmin products here. This is our where we're pulling. Where this G3X is pulling its navigation information. And GPS information right now is from this navigator. That's where we're going to load our instrument approaches, departures, arrivals, things like that, and our flight plan. That's going to go to that there.
Aero 41450, St. Louis Approach Squawk 0245.
0245, 450.
Aero 41450, your radar contact 20 miles north of the Forest L VOR, altitude indicates 3,500. St. Louis altimeter 3001.
3001 and a position checks 450. Right over 450, we're going to request RNAV runway 16 practice approach into Creep Core. We have Foxtrot at Spirit.
Aero 450, roger. For now, you can just fly heading 120. Let me know when you have the NOTAMs for Creep Core as well.
120, we've got the NOTAMs for Creep Core 450.
Aero 450, one day we can go direct to Goudry or Ajuba, your discretion.
We'll fly direct Goudry 450, thank you. announced our taxi already, so we're good to head back in.